What's up? What's up? Are we good? Are we live? The levels is good. The levels is good. Put the mic up here. So my bad. Got the mic down there. What up? What up? Let's see. What's up, chat? What's up, Brain? What's good? What's up, everybody? Ruham up in here. My man got Carol up in there saying Professor P-Rock, the nightmare of Twitter, the receipt king, the man that got told to keep putting in his throat. Let's go. Yo. Oh my God. I've been verbally accosted on Twitter. My God. Holy cow, we got some stuff to talk about. Yo, what's up, chat? Waiting for the crew to come in to show up because we got some great topics. So, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, you know, they'll get up in there, show up, you know, we rock out. We'll see how it goes through. Hold on. You know, we're going to talk about some stuff, you know, when the crew gets around, we're going to talk about how Starfield continues to be underwhelming. Like, it's just underwhelming news. The game could still end up great. It's not officially out yet. So we can't have the final verdict. But so far, you know, as information keeps popping up, it's like, yo, like, it's not really, man. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 343. Like, what is going on with this? Someone there, it's on some BS in 343 Studios. Someone's there on some bull. So we got to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, you know, a G4TV host. You know, she kind of lashed out. You know what I'm saying? She out there wilding. All because she got exposed and lied to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. The language. My God. Who taught her to talk like that? Oh my God, my virgin ears. I never seen such vile language. Oh, man. Yo, she was upset. Got some tidbits here and there. Let's do some pillow talk, right? Let's do a little bit of pillow talk. But let me shout out the chat. Who we got up in here? We're going to shout out to, let's see. We got, of course, Corel Anchor, Gaming Night. Of course. Oh, Super Chat. Got Phil DVG. Remember the kid in the MW2 lobbies? They grew up. Oh, man. I think so. Well, they grew up physically. Meaning they got older. But yeah, you're right, bro. We're still dealing with them. Man, shout out, man. Thank you for the super chat, Phil. What we got? Franco Tech, what's good? And, of course, the Ruham. Man, we chilling. Have you seen the verbal assault from G4TV? Huh? Like, bro. You know, yo, Jazz, what's going on? Listen to Jazz. Hit that like button. Let's see. You know, Jazz, I sent you a DM. Let me know. Check out the DM if you can. We got Pokery, Nothing Good Out. PS got Indie of the Year, Action Game of the Year, Fighter of the Year, Action Adventure Game of the Year. 2 nominees for Game of the Year. That's nothing good. 2022 is even better. We got Garuda with a super chat. If Starfield don't have epic story and epic lore, it would just be straight up mediocre game. Well, we're going to talk about that. And then we got Cloaked Onyx with the super duper whooper chat. He said for the PC parts jar. My man, I'm telling you, man, he's making me sign the PC contract. Cloak out here is like, yo, you gonna sign this PC contract. You know what I'm saying? My man Cloak out here. My man balling with the top of the line specs. He's gonna get me in the, like, right now he's my way into the whatchamacallit. What you call them places that rich people go to? What them clubs called? You could tell I'm broke because I don't even know the name of the damn place. You know, them special clubs that only certain people could go to. You know, they have, you know, they wear the khaki shorts and they have the sweater all tight around their neck. They all look like cotton. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, one of yous know. Country clubs. There you go. Country clubs. My man Cloak right here sponsoring me into the country club. I'm going to walk in and all the PC master is going to be like, what settings do you run your games at? No, they're going to ask me a simple question. Before you go, is 60 frames playable for gaming? I'm going to be like, ugh. 60 frames make me vomit. Like I can't even. It's so slow. They'd be like, "Yep, PC Master Race. 60 frames is unplayable. Unplayable." So shout out to Cloak, man. Thank you for the super chat. We kicking it off. What else we got down here? We got, what is it? T Sedless. Someone got incest. Oh my God. As something she didn't like to be thrown at her face. Maybe her hypocrisy, her narrative, her misinformations, the interwebs, receipts for days. Hey, it was comedy. According to her. G4TV is all comedy. I mean, granted, we did say the return of G4TV is a joke. But not like literally a comedy. As in joke, as in it's turned to shit. But Guapzilla out there killing it. What's up, my brother? The Brain channel member, he says, cousin, what's good? We chilling, man. I mean, I'm just being attacked on Twitter. Like, my God. DMG Tank, did she also not get a free PS5? It's funny. She said she never owned an Xbox. I'm noticing that's a trend. Have you guys noticed that's a trend? Have you noticed the biggest cappers either never played on Xbox or don't really care about the Xbox games? I don't think they realize how downgraded the Xbox experience has been since the 360. He's got, you know, Guap is like, this is going to be good. Oh, it's most definitely going to be good. And if you want to hop on, brother, you know, Guap, you are always welcome. In fact, when you get when you're in the fridge, come pick me up a drink, you know. Jay Barry, who's this?
That's B Staples.
Oh, B Staples. Yo.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen what your peoples are doing to me? I was verbally attacked. What is G4TV doing? We're going to talk about it.
That's my peoples.
You know what I'm saying? What's like, you know? I mean, yeah, it's your peoples. This was the year of Xbox. Sony had to get their shit together, remember? Sony's dead man walking. You have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
So you ever see?
No. I know. Like the lady said that like last year. Did she say something again?
Yeah, she told me to go suck some Sony D.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. My wife heard. Oh, she. My wife in the background like, what? What the fuck that bitch said? Like, baby, can't fight her. It's the internet. She got mad because I exposed her. We don't talk about it. Been verbally accosted on Twitter. My God. My virgin ears. I never seen such language before. You know? Let's see. We got Peter Nan. Yo. Advocate 1818 was good. Briar. P. Diddy, when you gonna bring your bro on your pod? Listen, man. That man's on his Play 360 game. At 120 FPS, man. He want no smoke. I tried to get him on. He blacklisted me, man. You know? Can't visit him for Thanksgiving. Nothing. Like, he's done. 2022 is a wrap. He's pissed at me because Xbox sucks. Xbox sucks, giving him no games, and it's my fault. He's the stupid ass that, you know, saw all those mangoes and spent every dime on Xbox. I told him don't do it, bro. Like, bro, like, you just arrived from Puerto Rico. You don't know how it is in America. Like, chill out. Like, you ain't listen, bro. It is what it is. Atlas just confirmed PS4, PS5. Yo, that snitch. He calls himself Snitch. Yo, that dude don't miss. He predicted that shit too. He's 3 for 3. Kratos was good. Jay Hollifield was up. The Ruham, of course. You know, who we got? We got Lorenzo Carlson, you know. Arc War Angel. Yeah, we going. J0 was good. Chilling, man. What's the last time I rocked out on System Wars? Oh my God. Wow, you brought back memories, bro. That was a long time ago. Woo! Those were good days, man. Those were the days, man. The Lemmings have been owned. Not that many people know about that. Chris B was good. Barrington Sampson, what's good, man? Get him, P-Rock. I'm saying, good man. I'm just G4TV's up on me, bro. Like, whoa. Yo, what's this Twitter about? I'm tired of these fake journalists and their shenanigans, bro. You're not the only one. Gaming Night, don't let frost bite you. Yo, it's crazy. What's up, Lorenzo, Freddy? What's up? You know, we got, who else we got? We got Tom Guado. Stop the racist bullshit. Hey, we're going to talk about 343. Like, what they doing? B Staples, you saw what 343 did?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, yo, you know, I'm not even going to blame all 343. There's just that one person. One person suckered the whole company and tried to, you know what I'm talking about? Someone slick.
Yeah, the nameplate.
That one person is slick, and nobody caught it because maybe nobody knew. Nobody probably knew the origin of the name, but that one person did. That's the person they need to call out and fire.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to get fired.
They need to call him out, because if they don't call him out, then the whole company takes the blame. If it was me, I'm snitching. I'd be like, yo, I work for 343, but it was that dude, bro. Here's his Twitter handle. I didn't know. I thought it was just a cool name. I didn't know it was a name of an ape. This dude was the one I recommended. Get him. I will blame him up. I'd be like, you ain't going to blame me for this. Oh, hell nah. And I ain't waiting for Aaron Greenberg to damage control. Nope, it was him. I'm pulling a Tekashi 6ix9ine. It was him, Your Honor. That dude. I will add him and everything, bro. Hell, if whoever's in 343, send me the DM. I'll do the work for you. Send me the DM. I got it. You got to play. Yo, if you're in 343 and you're listening right now, I understand. You got to play politics. Listen, when negotiations is over on the table, I'm the one you call on. Plausible deniability. Just give me a little bit of evidence. I will blast that dude. I got my Glimmer Men is ready to go. We ready. Just give me a name and a little receipt. I'll handle the rest. Plausible deniability. No one will ever knows you. We got this. But I know it's that one dude who's slick. They know what I was doing. This ain't no accident. But we're gonna talk about it. Let's see who we got here. We got Yinko Zero. Here we go. What's up? Welcome aboard. Kratos. Descending Gamer. Good evening. What's going on? Neominous. The Amber Heard of Gaming Exposed. Yeah, so Johnny Depp gets credit for being the first man in the world to win an argument with women. I am now officially the second. Haha. I am number 2. I made it. Let's see. Here you go. Let's see. We go going down. Vegan VR King, another channel member. What's going on? PlayStation most definitely king. Here you go. Freddy, what's up? Michael, Sam C. Who else we got here? I make babies. Oh, snap. Hopefully you keep raising them, though. Don't just make them. True SSJ. Yo, if you want to hop on, you could. Because we got some topics to talk about. Who else we got here? That I haven't met? Jeff B. Gaming. And going down. Leech. What's up? Plus Ultra. Randy. Here we go. Gaming with Persona. Yo, if you want to come through too. Because I need friends right now. I'm being attacked on Twitter. I'm like, what's going on here? Savage. What's up? Shadow Wolf. Sinister. Yo, we going through. Yo. I'm just saying, though. You know, who else we got in here? So, we Staples. I don't know if the crew's going to hop on. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like they not playing nothing dropped.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Hey, we got. You know what it is? They're playing PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium.
Oh yeah, they playing the
they got the subscription.
filter.
They got the subscription service. Now it's good. Now we like it.
They got to get that siphon filter platinum.
Yo, B Staples. Now we like subscription. Cause Sony did it right. Sony did it
right. Now they like everyone like old games now.
Man, look at all the games I could play.
Yeah, it's always a flip flop, both sides.
But I'm gonna keep it real. So I looked at PlayStation Plus Extra, right, to see did Sony do something different. Like, because my main thing, and this is my main thing with the subscription service, is primarily a lot like the games I do want to play, I already played and bought. Like if I went on a hiatus for gaming for 10, 15 years. And I whatever. I became a doctor, went to college, focused on my doctorate degree, shit like that, right? And I went on a hiatus for gaming for like 10 years. And I come back to gaming, Game Pass will be awesome. Because there's a bunch of games I never got to play. I've been out of the game for a little while. Great way to catch up. Right? But I haven't been on a hiatus. I've been gaming consistently. I think the only time that I went pretty much majority of the year without playing games, majority of the year, was my 2 tours going to Iraq. And obviously, right? But other than that, I've been consistently keeping up with gaming, right? So I looked at the PlayStation Plus. I looked at the list, and most of the games that I would be like, oh man, I want to play, I already own, right? So the majority of the titles there are like, I guess I would try it out and download it, right? It's like if you have the service, you might as well download it and play the games, right? But here's the problem: in order for me to extra, I will have to pay $100 for the upgrade fee. And then they will reduce, because right now my PlayStation Essential goes all the way out to 2030. That's how much I stacked the service. I stacked the service all the way out to 2030. What?
Why?
Oh, because they stack, right? So every time PlayStation had those like CD Keys had PlayStation Plus for $30, I would buy 2 or 3 of them. And then they stack. So I stacked it out to 2030 for like at $30 a pop, right? If I do the upgrade, I have to pay $100, and my stack gets reduced from 2030 to 2027. So I lose 3 years. So
and you gotta pay money. What the hell?
Yeah. So the $100. Now, even though I got, CD, even though I got these memberships at $30, I'm gonna treat it as $60. So 3 years at $60 is $180, plus the $100 upgrade, that's $280 I would be investing. And I look at the library, there's not $280 worth of games I want to play. In fact, the few games that are like, man, if I buy it, it will come out cheaper than $280. Because some of those games are like $10 now. So it is not a value for me. It is not. It's just not a value. The only way that would sadly be any value for me would be day and date. And, obviously Sony's not doing that. That will be the only way it would be value. Day and date, PlayStation first party. Not that I say I'm advocating for it, but that would be the only way I'm willing, that if I do want a subscription and pay $100 fee and then lose 3 years of my subscription plan, that's the only way. There's no way I would invest $280 in whatever is there. Like, no way. So it's not for me. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it's not for the hardcore. The only reason why I'm in Game Pass is for the day and date, to be honest with you. But it's not for the hardcore because if we want something, we usually just get it. So
yeah. And as far as the premium, I am not interested in playing PS2 games. Maybe I'm barely interested in playing PS3 games because there's nothing really on PS3. Like I moved on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's wrong for anybody else to want to play those games, but I'm not interested. Hell, I'm trying to catch up to some of the PS4 games before PS5 really starts hitting. Because once next gen starts hitting, because right now you kind of right, we kind of like in a lull, right? Like we get a few
it's
games.
dry right now.
Yeah, it's dry. Yeah. It goes up and down, right? But you know, at a certain point, it's not going to be like that. There's going to be tons of content, and once that happens, PS4 last gen gets left in the dust. So whatever you didn't get to play, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. We got Big Block Cack. He said 343 just called Xbox orangutans, baboons, chimpanzees, gorilla, Neanderthal. If having flip a book, I didn't want to say the whole sentence. If having flip a book, interactive game wasn't bad enough. Yeah, they went out of pocket with that one. The Vegeta P-Rock. Why did you do MGK like that? Hey, you know what's funny? I just asked a question. Was this... Listen, we're going to talk about that, right? Who's up in here? Man, the crew's not here? You would think everybody be up in here. Doc Dark, Game Pass Podcast. Xbox needs to... Yo, Doc. Listen, brother. I've been attacked on Twitter. So, blood is thicker than box, alright? And it's not like you're getting games to play in 2022 anyway. So there's no reason to cap. Alright? But people out here doing the most. Alright, so... Yo, it's crazy. But, I guess, no, man, let me see. Let me do one last message. Let me see. Oh shit, Cloak? Yeah, alright, hold on. I got you, Cloak. I got you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Where you at? Hold on. I'm gonna send you the link right now. When you come in, go to the general room on the left. Let's see. Oh, I see.
Wait, Dark don't got a link here? You never been here?
Well, no, not Dark. Cloaked.
Oh, okay.
He's making me sign the PC contract.
Oh.
I'm about to be invited to the country club, bro. I'm living the high. I'm moving on up to the east side in a deluxe apartment in the sky. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No.
You never heard of
Wait, moving that's
on
like
up?
it's like a show intro. I forgot.
Yeah.
What show is that? Some old show.
Beans don't burn in the kitchen. Or was it?
That's before my time. I know it's a show like intro.
The Jeffersons.
Oh,
it is before your time. He's like, my mom used to watch that. And my man Sable's like, yeah, I remember my mom used to watch that show. Oh, the Jeffersons. Moving on. I'm moving on up, man. In the deluxe apartment in the sky. All right, let me see. We got Cloak up in here. Okay, so, oh, snap. Who dragged the Cloak in?
I just walked in.
Oh, snap. Okay. All right, that makes it easier. All right, and Guapa's up in here. So Cloak,
hey, Godzilla in the house.
Yeah.
What's going on,
we got
fellas? Man, you know,
we got Guap.
I grabbed the drinks and I came running, P-Rock. I came running. They got you under pressure. I can't let them do it.
You see what they're doing to me? Like I never seen such language. I was like, oh.
Where'd that come from? Where don't all that energy, man? She don't got none of that energy for Phil though.
Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm just hurt. All right, but hey, let's get on some topics, right? Project Cloud is watching so he sent me a message. My man, Project Cloud, he says not gonna be joining the stream tonight, fellas. Finishing up the Xbox Extended Showcase. Why would you extend yourself to that trash? Like, why would you watch more trash? That's a glutton for punishment.
He better turn that BS off. He crazy?
Like, you want to watch already a disaster? Like, what is going on here? Das Misi's up in here.
They did announce Valheim, which is a huge get for the Xbox platform. But outside of that extended showcase was oof.
Was dog poop again?
They just rehashed, and you know how they do the whole we just showed you a video, then we're going to run it back and talk over it type of deal, like what almost the whole entire Capcom showcase was. Like it's like you're talking to a wall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to play you for an idiot, but hopefully they gave us some extra details about Starfield came out of it, but they didn't really announce any new games. But again, Valheim is a huge gift for the Xbox platform. You guys got to celebrate that one.
Now, Valheim was on PC, right?
Yes, it's a 12-player Assassin's Creed type game with Minecraft type elements, set in the Viking times. Very interesting. I'm definitely curious about it. Apparently, it's coming to Game Pass. The developers did say that it's a separate team that's making it, so it's not being developed natively by the original developers. Mm-hmm. I think it's still an early access game because they said they were still hard at work at getting a major update out for the title, but it's going to be coming to Xbox through Game Pass. That's definitely a W. Salute to them for that.
Well, let me ask you this.
That's an MMO, right?
I believe it's only 12 players, so it's not quite an MMO, but it does have that kind of ebb and flow. You know what I mean? But I think it's more of an action game where like you can host a private server with you and 11 of your homeboys, and you guys can play the game like that. But it's very critically acclaimed. It was one of the better releases of 2021. So definitely look more into that. That's definitely a good game.
So let me ask you this. So Valheim was already on PC. Microsoft is making PC exclusives, and they're making exclusive PC deals. And every game that they make it for Xbox goes to PC. So why buy an Xbox again when Microsoft is supporting PC like crazy?
Exactly.
I'm confused.
Exactly.
Like PC's got like the show had PC exclusive news.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are we doing here? Like for example, the Riot games, League of Legends, all that stuff. It wasn't until we had that little sideshow on Sunday with Project Cloud, I thought that announcement was dealing with Xbox consoles, right? And they're like, no. They're talking about just PC Game Pass. I'm like, wait a minute. So all that Riot game and all those games is still a PC exclusive. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, they were pulling my leg. At first, I was like, oh, they're bringing League of Legends. They're bringing all this to Game Pass. Oh, that's so cool. This is going to be really cool on console.
But it is Game Pass.
And just says,
console.
Yeah, it is Game
PC
Pass.
though. PC Game Pass.
Yes, they should have said that, but all it was is like I think someone timed it. It was like 2 to 3 seconds of a picture, and then it had the banner underneath it as like it floated away, and then it just like it lasted on the screen for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then the picture went away, and it's like just said PC, League of Legends on PC, and it's like why?
Like
why would you do that?
It's also coming to mobile somehow and skipping Xbox, which is just a great big middle finger in the face.
Like that doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
PC
and
mobile.
Aren't these free-to-play games? Like, how are they coming to Game Pass?
And
like,
PC mobile. Like, how do you have a mobile version and not a console version?
That was like a gut punch, right? Because the show started off pretty solid, right? And then they go off the Forza deep dive where they showed all the visuals, the ray tracing and gameplay, the detailed destruction in the races. And then they do a Game Pass commercial for like 40 minutes. And I was just like, these dudes are so tone deaf, man. Like, oof.
Like B Staples.
The whole show was a Game Pass commercial.
Now, let me ask you. So now I know even if you don't care about the games, but how do you feel about like almost every game they make for the console is on PC, guaranteed. But not everything on PC is going to the console. How do you feel about that? Even if you don't care about the actual games, but just the philosophy that they're willing to do things exclusively for PC, but they won't do for console. How does that jive with you?
I mean, it's as you said. It's just not. Like I would be mad if I cared about those games. Like I understand that League of Legends probably can't even run. Like I don't even think it could play on console because it's so like I forgot 100 keys and all that other nonsense.
Yeah, but some of those games, I think like 2 of the games is also on mobile. So those could at least be on Xbox.
Is that like the RTS game? I don't like.
But I'm saying,
it was a game I cared about.
But regardless, but not so much you care, but just the philosophy that hey, if we can do something special for PC, we're going to do it. But as far as console owners, we're not going to attempt anything special for you guys. Whatever we
Yeah,
do
I
for
didn't
you
see the
guys,
photo.
you see what I'm saying? Whatever we do for console, PC's getting it. But not everything we do for PC is gonna go to for console. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, you don't be like, wait a minute. Like, you have to buy the console, then you pay them for online, and you get no special treatment on anything.
Yeah, paying for online is kind of. I'm actually more mad about that than the fucking games. To be honest with you, we should not still be paying for online. But that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, I'm the same way with PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying PlayStation goes day and date. Scoot. I'm gonna be chilling with Cloak. Me and Cloak gonna be making fun of PlayStation plebs all day.
Hey, shit, you guys got room for me too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rename the podcast 144 frames and ultra settings. Podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
First you gotta get the dual monitor set up.
That's
You gotta
it.
get two 4K
I'm doing
monitors.
3.
Oh, 3.
I'm gonna
Good
look
luck
like the
with
dude
that.
from The Matrix. Jason Hennigan, he said, $5 Super J's. I'm listening, bro. You could join too, but definitely listening because it's gonna be a great show. Randy, the freaking Ram, he says, P-Rock, Starfield looking spooky, be especially after that deep dive. You know what? Let's talk about Starfield. Let's jump right into it, right? So, a couple of things about Starfield is looking kind of shady. Number one, Todd Howard is saying he's targeting 30 frames, but no mention of performance mode. The talk of 1,000 planets, but only 4 cities, and this is confirmed. In fact, let me go play that clip. Let me go get that clip. Hold on. Give me a second.
We did post the picture of the Riot Games and how it lists what platforms it's going to be on. None of them actually say console. Only 2 are going to mobile, and that's Runeterra and Teamfight Tactics.
Man, bro.
But it also kind of just like screws over non-Game Pass people because in League of Legends it says all champions unlocked. Wild Riot, it says all champions unlocked. Foundation set unlocked. Select Little Legend is unlocked, and then Valorant has all agents unlocked. So it's basically like a cheat code to unlock everything
that you have to consistently pay.
Okay, so those games are free to play games, but you need to pay to unlock the heroes and stuff.
So they're free to play games.
Yes.
Yeah. So they got.
So they're putting it in to put it into Game Pass. So the things the cosmetics and the characters you would pay for, Game Pass PC players are getting that included in the service, correct?
Yes, but not for $15. That's only for returning customers. New ones get it for $1.
Oh, I mean, regardless, you have to pay your monthly.
But
Game
either
Pass
way,
subscription.
it's like DLC that you never pay off.
Yeah, basically.
It's like a loan you never pay off.
DLC.
Because the moment you stop paying it, you lose all that.
Yep.
All right, so hold on. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me put this here.
Yeah, but that picture's in the
All right.
gaming news post.
I would keep in mind that we've always done that.
Right. Look at this nonsense.
Yeah, we have 4 main cities in the game, and New Atlantis is easily the biggest city in the game and the biggest city we've ever built. So we do a lot of procedural generation, but I would keep in mind that we've always done that.
So 4 main cities.
Yeah, we have 4 main cities in
out
the
of
game,
1,000 planets.
and New Atlantis is easily the biggest city.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I asked the question, wait a minute, are we going to have like other life forms, kind of like Mass Effect, other races, interaction? Or is this just like only planet Earth is the only life that exists and we just conquered all 1,000 planets? So we're just going to travel 1,000 planets and only see humans?
E-Rock, you can't even go to planet Earth. The reason you can't go to planet Earth is because if you could go to Earth, think about it, all the biomes would be on Earth. So you would have desert areas, you would have jungle areas, Arctic areas, a bunch of cities, all the different countries of Earth.
Yeah.
So the only planet in the solar system you can't actually go to is Earth. When I found that out, I was just like,
So you can't even go to
why are
Earth.
these motherfuckers so it's about, I believe the main planet they colonized was Mars. So they started with Mars and they worked their way out into the solar system from there. And then there was like a colony war, right? And so you're living in the aftermath of the colony war, and you're trying to expand
just
the
with colonies?
Between the colonies, yeah. And I believe one of them was started on Mars, and then another one might be like a satellite or a moon. There's additional leaks. I don't know if you want to talk about it because it's kind of spoiler territory.
Yeah, that's not.
But previously, previously the leaks were accurate. But there is a lot of information, and I had high hopes. This game was my second most anticipated game of 2022, and now I'm just in. I'm still loving the ambition that I'm seeing. I'm really rooting for him. But the more information that comes out, especially seeing the combat, it just broke my heart, to be honest with you.
I mean, this is literally becoming Fallout in space. Like we normally we use those terms to give an idea of the gameplay, but no, it's like it's sounding like they literally just took Fallout and just put it on different planets. B Staples, what you think about so far the news? So far, between that. And so far targeting 30 FPS with so far no mention of a 60 FPS option. Hopefully they do it. I'm hoping for performance mode, but like, what's up?
Listen, man, 30 FPS, no 60 FPS mode is unacceptable for any game in this generation and beyond. It will be a big problem. I'm not even. That's not a option. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll have a 60 frames mode. I'm not even worried about that. There's no way that people are releasing games with no 60 frames mode in 2023 or 2, whatever this game drops.
I refuse to believe they would do that. I refuse to believe
anyone would do that.
Todd Howard did do an interview with Ryan McCaffrey when in relation to Starfield, when he was asked about 60 FPS. He said he prefers to play their games at 30 FPS because it adds a more weighted and grounded simulation feel.
Oh, hell no.
I think that's a crock of shit because you can play all their games on PC at 60, including Starfield.
Shit, you can play over 100 FPS.
Yeah, that's so. So I'm like, what? Why is he? Why? I'm not stupid, man. Don't talk to me like I'm dumb. This game's gonna be ridiculous frame rates on PC. I'm one that does not want to hold the devs' ambition back. So if they believe they can deliver a high fidelity game that has such high fidelity that has to be locked at 30, I would be okay with them. But based on what we saw, and the fact that you can't fly from the surface of a planet into outer space, which means they're not rendering as much as other games. No Man's Sky does that, and it runs at 60 FPS. It just makes me take a pause to pause. My apologies, B Staples. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Well, it's like as I was saying, yeah, they gotta have a 60 frames mode. I'm not even like thinking that they don't have one. Like, I feel like if they didn't have one, that they would have said that, because I feel like all the not bad news about the game, but like you remember how before Halo dropped and they said all the bad news early and not when people got the game? I think that's what they're going away from, because people don't want to get the game and then there's a whole bunch of bad stuff. That's basically what happened with No Man's Sky. People got the game and they said, what the hell is this? So I feel like all the not so good news is coming out now, and then, you know, as it gets closer to launch, they'll like show the game off more and more positives and stuff. That's what I think is going on.
Garuda Legends, he says, I believe the game is based on a solar system. Let's see if you can actually explore. I believe the 5-7 planets moons. Well, they're talking about 1,000 planets. I don't know, man. I have a feeling that's like filler. Right? Me personally, I'd rather have them craft 20 good planets. Just 20. But they're good crafted planets with life, cities, bustling, than 1,000 planets that really is just, you know, what's that shit called? Procedurally generated with random shit. Cloaked. I know you PC Master Race, so you ain't got to worry about no 30 FPS pleb shit. But as far as console go, how does this make Xbox look if this game is 30 FPS and no performance mode option?
I can tell you right now that if it's going to work on console, it's going to work the same on PC. There's no doubt about that. So what I'm worried about is the fact that if there isn't a 30 FPS, if there isn't a 60 FPS, and that is a big issue. Hopefully they will make one. I'm pretty sure they will. But when it does come to PC, I am worried that everything that's on console is going to be the same on PC. I'm really worried about that.
Like what? In terms of what? Because
in terms of what? In terms of engine capability. So in terms of, so for example, when Skyrim came to PC, and this is like back in 2011,
the first
2012.
one, the original.
Like the first one. When that first came to PC, you could tell that it was basically just like a console port. Okay. So whatever worked on console, it worked the same way on PC. So like the animations, even though that your FPS was actually like in the 60s or something like that, the animations would still be slower. Or like you would have like in Fallout 76, to where frame rate was actually tied to the game's speed, to where it was basically the opposite issue. So you can actually just crank your FPS up like to 200, and then you zoom through the map. That happens a lot within Bethesda games. But as for what I like about the Starfield, I think it looks to me it looks like Creation Engine and Unreal Engine 5 had a baby. I think it looks pretty good.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything else about Starfield. I mean, kind of a bummer for everything else.
Now, at 30 FPS, like at 30 FPS, are you impressed so far with the Creation Engine at 30 FPS? If that game was being shown at 30 FPS, does it look impressive? Because I'm gonna be honest, like the Unreal Engine 5 demo was impressive, even though it was 30 FPS.
Yes,
I was still like impressed. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking incredible.
The only issue, if that was, I understand that they just showed off the game and like the first part of the game. What they should have done, if it's going to be at 30 FPS and at 4K, you have to make it look pretty. You have to make it look colorful.
Yes.
Like I think Guap, you told me that you could not play Horizon Forbidden West at 60 FPS in that performance mode when it first released. You had to play it in 30. You liked to play it in 30. If I remember is that correct?
No, I've been 60 FPS day one and loving it, bro.
You've been 60
the 30 FPS
so
was
somebody else.
Yeah, the 30 FPS was just way too framey. It looked like Aloy was shadow stepping. It was ridiculous.
Horizon had a really bad 30. It felt worse than 30.
I know someone did. I think
it was Jay Barry.
Yes. Probably.
I think it was Jay Barry. I know because I remember the conversation you're talking about. I think it was Jay Barry. That say he would play in 30.
Yeah, he likes to. There's just some people that like to play in 30 FPS. I do not know how. It makes me sick now. It sucks for me.
You probably barely can handle 60 now.
No, I can do. No, I stuck at 60. When I found out that I cannot do 30 FPS anymore, because I like to play my old games. I love to play my childhood games. Yeah. I want to play Sonic Hero. I want to play Sonic Heroes again, but I can't because it makes me feel sick. Mm-hmm. I really do, but I can't do 30. I can't do 30 FPS anymore. But if you're going to show your game off in 30 FPS, you have to make it look pretty. And what they did, they didn't do that. They didn't.
You know, that's a good point, because that's usually why they present a lot of games in 30 FPS, because they want the eye candy. You know, you want to advertise and sell the eye candy. That didn't look like eye candy.
No, it just looks like shiny dirt. It looks like shiny mud. Good. Okay, cool. You got a sunbeam down, and it looks like you're shining up rocks and then dirt and then mud. It looks like metallic mud. Congratulations. You learn nothing from the modders.
Good point. All right. Okay. So
and then they highlighted you mining minerals. Like, people are gonna be like, "Oh my fucking god, you can mine minerals!"
And that was like No Man's Skies and shit. Like, I don't know.
So now everyone's so immediately, as soon as people saw the laser beam cutting into the rock, they're like, "This is fucking No Man's Sky." And now it's going to be very hard for them to leverage their narrative storytelling ability in order to do so, which is why I do think they're keeping it to 4 cities, because that will allow them to manage the factions. Like, if you look at it from a variable standpoint, that lets them narrow it down to make the factions much more manageable, because if you had like 15 big cities with 12 different factions, now it's going to be a clusterfuck of who you got beef with everywhere you go. You know what I mean? But I hope they can blow our socks off with the storytelling in the game. The combat isn't going to be that. The majority of the planets are going to be procedurally generated. We've already seen the ability to fly into a planet's atmosphere and take off from the surface and go into outer space. I felt very disrespected when Todd Howard said nobody wants that, because that was to me, that was a next-gen moment during the PS4, was flying on No Man's Sky. However bare bones the game was, you could still fly from the surface of a planet into the outer atmosphere and go to a space station, and that impressed me, even though the rest of the game wasn't up to snuff.
Oh, shout out to SSJ Havoc. He said it was Project Cloud who said that. That he plays in 30 frames.
It's crazy.
I'll be honest. So like every game that had a performance on, what I do is like, let's say if like Horizon Forbidden West, I put it at 30 frames and I just like move the controller like left or right and see how the screen spins to see how smooth it is. And then I go on 60 and then I see screen spins and it's like a night and day difference. Like it's just too smooth at 60. Like I can't play at 30 either. I'm like, because I can tell. It's like very jittery. Like I was not a believer, but when you do it all the time, I'm like, holy shit. Like you can really tell that our game's running on 30. And I'm like, oh man, I can't do it. I'd rather take the graphics hit. Like I can't do it. Especially if I'm gonna, move around. Let's say like third person games, you move around, especially fighting games or action games. I'd much rather have the 60. So, but I'm thinking, but I'm like with B Staples, like the performance mode can't be an option. It has to be there. Like not having performance mode is no longer an option, in my opinion. Like every game needs to have it. Period. Like sure, have your 30, but give people the performance mode options. These consoles can handle that. Like for a game to come out and it's locked at 30 and that's it. Like bro, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know the Xbox.
I'm gonna wait until more information comes out, because I feel like I think that could be one of the reasons why they delayed it. They want to get a 60 frames mode in there, so we'll see as like we get closer to launch and stuff.
All right. So
the thing was though, right? Is even at 30, it was still dropping frames.
That's true.
So
he said he was trying to. They were working on it.
Place.
Yeah, they were working to lock 30 frames.
Yeah, that's not good.
Especially for a new engine? Because this is a Creation 2, right? This is a Creation 2 engine.
Yes.
This is 10 years and hundreds of millions of dollars of work after the success of Skyrim, which people will tell you all the time sold well over 30 million.
It did, yeah.
So if you can't do it with that much money and that much time and resources, I just believe there's something fundamentally wrong. You can tell just by the animations and the way the characters are placed in the environment, even that funky dead look in their eyes, that this Creation Engine 2 the majority of it isn't new code. It's still using a lot of the old code. And a lot of the times the developers write themselves into a corner when they tell us our new engine's going to be crazy. And then within 5 seconds of seeing it, you're like, why are you lying to me? Like, I'm not blind, are you?
Yep. And to point out what Guap was talking about on Twitter, he found out from another guy that Chorus is having issues with the GPU VRAM on the Xbox consoles. Like Chorus is maxing out the amount of RAM that the game can that the system can generate from the game.
I'm saying that split RAM is always a mistake.
Yeah, they use the split.
Yep.
Split RAM is always a mistake for consoles, man. I'm surprised because it was Microsoft Xbox that did the unified memory. These guys are crazy. But all right, let's talk about the next topic. Something that's crazy. But apparently, 343 in celebrating Juneteenth, which was, I guess, being recognized as the actual first day that slavery was disbanded, but it happened in Galveston, Texas, I think it was. So they were the first city in America to actually make slavery legal before, the Emancipation Proclamation of, that Abraham Lincoln did. So that's why we're celebrating, because that was the actual first official government saying that, hey, this is wrong. Slavery is not allowed here. So in celebration of Juneteenth, 343 created this emblem, right? This color palette for Halo, for their Halo game, and they named it Bonobo. But apparently Bonobo is the name of an ape. Now, for many of you that live outside of America, during the Jim Crow era, racism among the black community, the use of apes and monkeys was derogatory way of calling black people. Was used for decades and centuries. So, in my opinion, someone in that staff in 343 who recommended this, one, knows the history of racism, and two, thought it would be funny to name a color palette that is celebrating Juneteenth after an ape. So someone in 343 is racist as fuck. Someone. I'm not going to say all of 343. What I'm going to say is a lot of the people who agreed with the decision probably didn't know Bonobo. Because I didn't know. If somebody told me.
I didn't know either.
Like, if somebody told me the name Bonobo, I would have no idea. I did not learn this until now. So the name Bonobo, I had no idea what it was associated to. Right? So I pictured this. There's a room full of people. Somebody, maybe a creative marketer, was like, hey, let's do something to celebrate, black culture with Juneteenth. Hey, let's do something special. Halo, let's make a color palette in recognition of Juneteenth. And somebody goes, hey, yeah, and I got a perfect name for the color palette. Yeah, what is it? Bonobo. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds weird. Yeah, cool. We'll name it that. So the people who agreed probably didn't know what the name is originating from. But the one who recommended does. And that's the one that's like, hee, as a joke. But that motherfucker needs to be called out. Like, yo, B Staples.
Yo.
What? And I know, hey, how do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel that somebody in 343 is a racist bastard and thought this would be funny?
Look, man, that's one of those, like, deep racism that's, like, you got to go way back to even, like, think of something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever thought of something like that, they definitely got to get fired, like, tomorrow. Like, actually, they shouldn't even come into work. They should just get an email, don't come in, and that's it. Like, that person got to go. I don't know who it was. They're probably not going to tell us, but they going to handle that. I think companies now, they definitely taking that stuff like that seriously. No, they not tolerating racism, and they not tolerating, like, they just not tolerating this. So whoever did that, they done. They done. That's my opinion.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yo, if 343, if you're listening to this podcast, hit me up in a DM. I'll take care of it. I got the glimmer men. Don't worry about it. Plausible deniability. No one will chase it back to you. But we'll expose the shit out of this motherfucker. Just.
I sent you the DMs.
Let's just let me. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Just who is it? Oh, but go because I'm gonna unleash hell.
Apparently, the name is from an internal tool set, and I sent you the picture of the tool set that was named by. But I will admit that they should actually rename that tool so that it doesn't happen again.
Well, here's the thing: it's not only a blatant insult, which is disrespectful and a slap in the face. Especially today in 2022 when everything is so easily researchable. It literally took seconds for people to share this out on the internet. But the actual bonobo monkeys, right? Listen to the description, their scientific description. They're the most promiscuous non-human species. Up to 75% of bonobo sexual behavior is purely for pleasure. They're also perhaps the most promiscuous non-human species on the planet. While chimpanzee sex is tied closely to reproduction, up to 75% of bonobo sexual behavior is purely for pleasure. So not only is it disrespectful to liken or to use that type of imagery in relation to Juneteenth, but there's also even more veiled negative stereotypes behind it. And I just wanted to give some context as to why that person would choose that name in order to label or throw mud or disdain one of the most prestigious black holidays that we have. That's how deep this stuff goes. Like, these people put thought into this shit, and it's fucking crazy when you look into it.
Yo, this is wild. Yo, B Staples, man. Do we need to roll up on somebody?
Yeah, I need to roll up on 343. These dudes can't do nothing right.
Yo.
I'm sick of them.
Yo, we need to just shut that studio down. Yo, that studio's cursed.
Low key. I
Yo,
want people to
that
do it on
studio
top,
is
'cause they
cursed.
them dudes, I'm sick of that damn studio, man. Them dudes, I don't know what the hell they doing over there.
Yo,
I mean, you're not wrong there.
like either Bungie put a hex or some shit on the Halo game, and if anybody tries to do anything with it, just like, yo, this is crazy. Andrew Wilkins with the super chat. He said, Microsoft's been prejudiced. Bill Gates said he wants to lower Africa's population with vaccines. What? And Microsoft got caught illegally dumping electronics underground in Africa, harming their environment. Oh, shit. Allegedly. But this is like, but I agree with Guap. This is, whoever that one person is, this was purposeful. Like, it's just, like, what are the odds of that happening?
He thought no one would notice.
So the 343 did they did respond. They said it was John I'm not even trying to pronounce that one.
On Twitter?
He said thank you. Yeah, on Twitter. It was on Twitter. I sent it to you in a Twitter DM. And he says, thank you for bringing this to our attention, Sean. We strive to create diverse and inclusive gaming communities. While the original name refers to an internal tool set, it was not intended to be applied to this content, and we recognize the harm it may have caused. The palette was incorrectly named, and we have immediately renamed it via an update. And then some guy down at the bottom posts a picture of the internal tool set that he uses, and it is called Bonobo. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Let me see. So
why is it called that? They could have named it anything. Could have named it tool.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Why are cookies named cookies? Why is a 4 bits of a byte? So it's called banana.
Here's the thing. Right? I'm gonna call bullshit on that. I'm gonna tell you why. How does the name of a tool set get associated to the name of an emblem that is purposely created to celebrate a black culture event or Juneteenth? And it just so happens that name of the tool set is named after an ape. Like, this is not it's like the odds of this being a coincidence is like insane. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're creating a tool set, right? And you're gonna name the tool set, somebody had to either copy paste the name or type Bonobo, enter, save. Somebody did that. So that's not like an accident. It's not like, I'm drinking water, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it, and I go, I spilled it, and it spells Bonobo. And then upload save. Like, that didn't happen. Like, oh shit, I spilled my water and it spilled Bonobo. And it uploaded into the server. Like, that didn't happen. Somebody purposely did this. Right? So even if it's a tool set, right? And I'm looking at the picture, I'm gonna pull up the message. I'm gonna pull up those things. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen. My screen. Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Hold up. Good investigative service. Good shit, Cloak.
So basically, 343 was walking around out here with a tool set named after the horniest monkey on the planet, and they somehow thought it was going to be a good idea to associate it with black people. Come the fuck on now, Jesus!
So look how many people didn't know. I had to look it up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to blame all of 343. It's that one dude or dudette. I'm gonna say dude for now, but it's that one person. It's that one person who's slick, because that one person know what they're doing. So right over here, let me go back. So right over here, I guess this is it right here. So this is the program set called Bonobo. I guess this is a tool set, whatever. That's it. And what's funny is,
look at the icon up at the top.
It's literally a monkey.
I just now saw that.
And there's a monkey right next to it. So you're telling me a person accidentally took all this right here and named it that emblem, and it was an accident? No. Whoever did this knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. And I would not be surprised if they just invented. I would not be surprised. I'll be honest. I would not be surprised if they just went in and edited the program and renamed it Bonobo. Because how long would it take that, Cloak? Like, if this thing was called Star Killer, and they say, hey, change the name from Star Killer to Bonobo, how much work would it take to do that? For this little icon to be called Bonobo?
I mean, now we're talking about 343's quality control, and we know how shit that is.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, this is wow. That studio is fucking up, bro. Yo, that studio is wow, man. Like, this is crazy. So they're telling me this was an accident. They're naming this emblem, and somehow it was accidentally named Bonobo. Couldn't be accidentally named Penis.
As a novice developer for modding, okay, I have actually done this. And went into the engine and have named something. I have named an item, and then I put it into the live game. I then load it into the live game, and then all of a sudden it has a different name. It has a default name that the engine gives to it. Like just sword or just gun or just something. But I would actually name it a different name.
So the tools are racist! I'm playing with you, Cloak. But think about it. But think about it. But Cloak, think about it. You know the odds that out of all holidays, it's a specific holiday for black people, slavery, and it just so happens to be a name named after an ape when, like, you know, the ape species has been used as a derogatory way against black people here in America. What is the odds of that happening?
I know.
I know. I cannot see that as just bad luck. I'm more apt to believe there's just one person who thought this would be funny and thought they could get away with it.
That's my thing. I just I don't get that. I will never understand people like that.
Yeah, you can't get away with shit on the internet. It's impossible.
You can't.
You will be exposed. The internet is going to expose you. Somebody in this entire planet knows something.
Yes, but not just that. Those computers are monitored. You are on camera 24/7, and your shit is monitored 24/7. They know who you are in that building at all times. They know what you're doing. So to actually do something like that is like just saying, "Hey, I quit. Bye."
No, this is crazy.
No, I just don't get. I don't get people like that. I don't understand why would some people do that.
What if it was a contractor? Because 343 has such a hard time hanging on to talent, and they use a lot of contractors to do their work. This obviously tells you there's not much representation at the studio, because if there was a black person in the room, obviously this would have caught their attention immediately. So just shout out to the industry needing more representation across the board. That goes for everybody, obviously. But yeah, this is totally offensive and inexcusable, and they need to come with more than just a tweet in this regard. I'm more offended that was the name of the program the entire time, like as if it's some little cute backroom joke, you know what I mean? But the fact that they then attached it to one of the most prestigious black holidays is absolutely disgusting. So.
Oh man,
they renamed it to Freedom.
Yeah, Games Over Brian is talking shit. He said, "Why do you have these two frauds on the show, Grap and Cloak? Grap sucks at Battlefield 2041." He's trying to say Guap. Yo, Game Over Brian's talking shit, Guap.
Hey, shout out to Brian in the chat. I hope you got some pants on today, because you was walking around here with the master cheeks out for like 3 months. I reprimanded you a number of times. So just as long as he got his pants on, he's good with me. He can say whatever he wants.
Oh man! So shout out to Games Over Brian. He's out there. Anyway, man, I just felt that 343. God damn. But I will say this: if one person pulled this off, they need to hold that person accountable. I know they're gonna say, "Oh no, he's a good guy. He didn't." Nah, bro. You don't know how people really feel on the inside, because that's like, bro. Like, how did you? Oh, I didn't know, man. You knew. Like, you knew, bro. And this is how we do. But I don't know, man. But let's go on to the next topic. Where's she at? No, right here. Oh no. I already did that one. There we go. Look at this. Let me show you guys where this all started. This all started with this. I just asked a simple question. You know, I'm a simple guy. I'm simple. You know, I'm like the Joker. You know, I'm a simple guy. I don't need $1 billion. You know, I just need, you know, a book of matches, some gunpowder, and gasoline. And I'm all right. So hold up. Where's my question that I asked? I just asked a simple question. Give me a second. I gotta find it. Where are you? Okay, yeah, here we go. There you go. Let me share my screen. Boom. I just asked this question. Who was it that said Sony needed to get their shit together? Sony is a dead man walking. Who said that? Right, guys, it was a simple question, right? Because I remember someone said it, right? Someone said it. And given how bad the Xbox 2022 is looking, I mean, it's pretty much dead. I think we can all agree that it's pretty much a wrap. And like, oh shit, my screen froze. Oh snap, Phil Spencer got me. Phil Spencer. Well, anyway, Foreskin, what's her name again, man? Froskurin. You know, she came on and says that, you know, it was a narrative. So I posted a video, you know, asking, was this doctored? That's all I asked. I'm like, and I put, you know, I said, hey, was this video doctored? And it showed her statement. And in the video, obviously we all heard it. It says, Sony better get their shit together. Sony's a dead man walking. Right? Even, what's his name? Fuck. The main host.
Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler. Yeah, Adam Sessler. Even he said, oh, you're going to be dealing with the Sony Defense Force. You don't want nothing to do with it.
No,
right?
man.
He even
it's come
said that.
Full circle now.
Yeah, he said, hey, you're going to. So when I post that video, I'm like, hey, was this doctored? You know, I replied to her. This is her reply. She said, firstly, this is hyperbole on a comedy show. Wait, hold up. Is G4TV a comedy show? It's been a while. I'm asking you guys. Is it a comedy show?
I don't watch it.
Since when they started comedy?
It's supposed to be a gaming news show. At least that's what it was back in the past.
Yeah, I thought it was a gaming news show. Like, when did it become like Comedy Central? Like, are they
Or
gonna,
like
I don't remember like video game shows. I mean, I kind of understand it has comedic moments. I could see that, but I most certainly don't remember it being a straight up comedy show. But anyway, again, according to her, this is hyperbole. I'm like, all right, it's hyperbole. Cool. Okay, got it. Hold on, let me. So there's something bugging out here. Okay, got it. So it's hyperbole. On a comedy show. Okay. Secondly, the conversation leading up to this was how hard I tried to acquire a PS5 for over a year. What? What does trying to acquire a PS5 have to do with just saying Sony better get their shit together? They're a dead man walking for 2022. Anyway, she says finally got one, and when looking for games for it, there was nothing good out. Yo, Guap, you agree with that?
Spider-Man Miles Morales, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Demon Souls Remake, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank A Rift Apart, Kena, Ghost of obviously Ghost of Tsushima, Iki Island. What else we got? We got tons of games. Horizon Forbidden West, even Elden Ring early in 2022. There was a multitude of titles that she could have picked from. I'm not sure if she was a PS4 gamer, but obviously PS4 games play best on PS5, and PS5 is the only next-gen console that has true next-gen exclusive titles.
And then she continues on with, meanwhile, I've never owned the Xbox in my life. Then what the fuck were you hyping Xbox about? Like, what was the Xbox doing in 2022? Because clearly, in fact, at least she made the right choice. Because Xbox 22 is good, right? And then she goes in, but go off and keep fitting Sony's penis down your throats. Holy cow. Ooh. Language.
She took your head off with that one, P-Rock. I can't lie.
Like, yo. Like, whoa. Like, whoa. Like, damn, I can't even keep up with the chat. Like, yo. Like, what the? Like, yo, she went ham on me. Like, B Staples, let me ask you something.
Yo.
What if I would have said that to her? What would have happened?
She would have blocked you.
No, but what would happen within the community? If somebody saw me talk to her, and I would have said, but keep sucking Microsoft's D, what would have happened?
Pandemonium. Not good things. Long story short, not good things.
You know the Xbox community would be like, we got him!
Oh yeah, they would have reported your account.
You
would have got suspended.
It would have been over. It would have been over. Like, you would have had the entire Xbox community retweeting that. There would have been like 1,000 Twitter reports. Yo, that's just crazy. Yo, Cloak.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I was talking to Persona about this earlier in the day, and I said that she has had to have. She's probably done this in the past, and her mouth has probably gotten her in trouble in the past. But if you did what she did, if you said the same thing to her, not only will the Xbox community go after you, but like I think it's called the Alphabet Mafia. They will come after you too.
Oh yeah, Alphabet Gang.
Yeah.
Alphabet Gang. That's what they call it.
Oh yeah, and then she would have pulled the. Oh, just because I was giving criticism, these guys take it too far. Look how I'm treated.
Not only that, but Kotaku would probably make like several articles out of it.
Oh man, then 60 Frames No Lag podcast will be noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they turn you to no frames.
Yeah,
Done.
I would have just blamed it on Guap. I'm like, hey, he runs the shit.
Not the best.
I'm like,
Hey,
I would have lied. I'm like, Guap owns the license. This is his company.
You would have definitely been locked up, P-Rock. Let's keep it real. You would have been in jail of some sort, owing a $5,000 fine. They would have came out and dragged you for 6 months at least. I don't know why she got so mad about this, because you just asked a question. And normally when you ask a question to a person and they chop your head off, that means you were right in asking that question because they had no defense for it. She tried to downplay her words. She then walked back her words. She had nothing but excuses. The issue here is she didn't own up to it. She put the onus on the consumer, in this case, the people viewing the series of tweets, hoping to get an actual quality engagement. So she failed in a multitude of ways. And honestly, she made herself look like a fool because all you did was present the facts, which she attempted to dispute. Even during that interview, she put out misinformation regarding the exclusivity of a number of titles,
Yeah,
as
like
well as saying
Hogwarts. That was supposedly exclusive.
And she said she wanted Microsoft to buy BioWare, who's already owned by EA. And she was jumping for joy on the couch at the thought of them doing so, even though she's a PS5 owner and doesn't have an Xbox. So for me, that just told me who she was. But the fact that she's got like this holier-than-thou attitude, I'm really off-put about that, because we are a community here, and your influence gains the more approachable you are, and as long as someone keeps it respectful, you shouldn't elevate it to that. And I don't know, hit dogs holler. I guess this is one of those situations. So you definitely had her dead to rights there, and that's how she tried to get out from under it, by accusing you of not only being angry but being the corporate cocksucker, so to speak, which is awfully ironic because you didn't even mention that. You know what I mean? So it's just it was a mess all around. But you know we love a good mess on Twitter, so keep them coming.
Yeah, shout out to Glinzer. Glinzer super chat. Glinzer said, if a man said that, he'd be homophobic. Hypocrisy. Facts. Because for real, I don't even say that to anybody on Twitter because I already know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be using like terms like dorks or goof. Or dweeb.
Is the tweet still there? Because I think so.
Well, she blocked me.
Oh, she did. Okay.
But in fact, let me show y'all this. I'll share my screen.
I was just saying. I think you guys.
Let me share my screen. So let me know if y'all see it. I put in ultra low latency mode, but so it should appear pretty quickly. So obviously there's a screenshot. I put who was it that said Sony needed to get their shit together. Sony is a dead man walking. Who said that? Then somebody said, I believe it was at Frost Gruen. He added her. Frost replied, literally not what I said at all, but keep drinking that Kool-Aid. So then I posted the video. So let me see if I could find the tweet where I posted the video. I replied to her. So give me a second. I should be able to show it. Give me a second. Out here, J-Dub doing crazy shit. He says only one company treat our brother's haircut right. Yo, J-Dub be crazy, man. Golly, where's my video?
I think she deleted it because I don't see it anymore.
Well, my video should be there though. She blocked me, but my video. That's why I screenshotted it. But to show that I asked a question, I'm like, was this doctored? Now, obviously, we both know, but she said that we're drinking the Kool-Aid and that she literally did not say that at all. I don't know if she understands the definition of literally. I don't think she understands that. Oh, here we go. See here, this is it. So this is the video.
Obsidian, amazing.
I
think Xbox is going to have a hell of a 2022. I think they're going to absolutely smoke Sony until Sony get their act together right
now.
Have I heard that?
Yeah.
Station is kind of dead.
man walking.
Oh, wow. You get to have the emails from the Sony Defense Force, not...
Yeah, Starfield's great. Obsidian, amazing. I actually think Xbox is going to have a hell of a 2022. I think they're going to absolutely smoke Sony until Sony get their act together right
now. PlayStation is kind of dead.
man walking.
Oh, wow.
Does that sound like a
You
joke?
get to have the emails from the Sony Defense Force, not...
Unscripted.
Yeah, Starfield's great. Obsidian, amazing. I actually think Xbox is going to have
and all I did was I asked, was this
2022?
doctored? Because she said, oh, I literally didn't say that. Okay, so was this doctored? This is the video of you. I don't know. And then that's where, she lashed out at me. She verbally accosted me. Like, what happened to the professionalism among professionals?
I wouldn't count her as a professional.
But when I saw that, I'm like, hey, yo, I hit a nerve on that one. Like, yo, I don't think I got anybody ever that triggered. At least anyone that big, definitely no Twitter check mark. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I stressed out a couple of, Twitter check marks. Like, what's his name? What's the yellow chair dude? That he's on the Gamertag radio? With
Yang Yi?
No, with Godfrey. No, with Godfrey Paris. So he blocked me, so I triggered him, but he never cursed me out, though. Well, so the dude from John Lennon from Digital Foundry, he blocked me. Yo. But he didn't curse me out. This one, I was like, oh, shit. Shout out to Stody. Sony said, that's crazy because the opposite happened this year. Yep. Tell you, man, there's a lot of people. Yeah, Paris blocked me. Yeah, John blocked me. Why? Because he made a silly comparison. And I'm like, bro, like, what do we... I forgot. But ultimately, he tried to damage control with being stressed out. You know when people mess up, they go to the whole... They pull the...
Oh, man, you made him post the bottle?
Yeah, they post the mental stress they're going through, right? When they realize they screwed up. So I'm like, bro, and I replied, I'm like, bro, if this is mentally stressing out, then just don't do it. Take a break, whatever, and then he blocked me. I'm like, yo, if you're really contemplating stress over video games, then you just need to stop. Because none of this should be stressing anybody out. It's a goddamn plastic product.
The bots were bullying him today because of a poll he posted where he listed for Horizon Forbidden West asking, do you believe it has the best graphics? So when people started voting for it, I believe he had Cyberpunk on there, Starfield, Horizon, and one other game I'm not sure of at the moment. But Horizon was winning, and so everyone in the replies is cursing him out for posting a poll with Horizon Forbidden West. So then he takes the poll down, he posts another poll, and he removes Horizon and adds Forza Horizon 5. And then they're celebrating in the chat. And I'm like, what are we doing here, man? You can't you can't just let them push you around like that.
I don't even know why Starfield's on the list. Hey, shout out to Max City. He's like, ponies talk about Xbox every day. Sony ain't got shit for you dog shit ponies to talk about. Bro, you're going to have to wait till 2023 to talk some smack. You cannot be talking like that when you got no games this year. I mean, hell, it's June, and your year is over. Like, it's rap. It's a rap. Like what is it, Marlon Gaming? It's a rap. 2022 is a rap. It's a rap, bro. Like, come back in 2023. Do not pop shit this year. You can't. These guys started hyping Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What are we doing here?
And just to let you know, to that super chatter, my roots are from Xbox and PC. And I just got a PS5, and I'm loving the PS5 right now.
Look at that.
There's nothing to play on Xbox.
Oh, man, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that, Cloak.
Oh, man.
His head's going to explode.
Cloak, they're going to go after you, bro.
I don't care.
Yeah, they're going to go after you.
I've played everything I can on Xbox. Everything I have is done.
Oh, shit. Man.
Everything I have is done.
Oh, man.
I have almost 1,000 gamer score on Xbox. I'm good.
God damn.
Oh shit. Alright, so have y'all seen the image on Naughty Dog? They pushed out a comparison image of The Last of Us remake. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
that
looks
picture,
insane.
That picture, at least graphically, it's a huge jump. It's like
not even that.
It's crazy.
Just the animations. You can see the subtlety in her face as it's like her inside is going higher and higher. Like she's breathing. You know when you're really nervous and you breathe, like you're crying and just like trembling inside of you. You can see that in her face. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Let me hold on. All right, let me share my screen again. All right. First off, not to be an asshole, but damn, look at this bullshit. Yo, I can't get over this. Look at this. Like, oh my god, Starfield. Man, I hope Starfield does at least end up a good solid game. Because like I said,
I hope so too.
And you know what, man? These Xbox
on that moon sugar, man. She's on that moon sugar.
These Xbox fanboys, right? Some of them are one tried to call me out. His name is something Blu-ray, whatever. Joseph Blu-ray. I've been talking to him for a long time. But he really pissed me off because he's like, man, you talking shit about a game that you're not even going to buy and own. I'm like, okay. All right. So if we're going to challenge each other on that, I said, all right, brother, let's do this. Show me your Xbox gamer tag. My PSN ID is Puerto77. Let's see between us two who played and beat more Bethesda games. And I told him that because I played and beat Oblivion and all the DLC, Fallout 3 and all the DLC, New Vegas and all the DLC, Fallout 4 and all the DLC, Skyrim and all the DLC. I got like 300 hours, 400 hours in Elder Scrolls Online. I beat, both Doom games, Wolfenstein. What's the horror game? Oh my god, it's off the tip of my tongue.
Evil Within.
Yeah, I beat 1 and 2. I started Prey, but that game sucks. So I couldn't beat it. It takes a lot for me not to be a game, but Prey, I wasn't feeling that game. But
you're a bug tester then? That's what you're saying?
What?
You're a bug tester?
Yeah, I'm a bug tester. Yeah, I'm a beta tester for Bethesda. Yeah, that's why I can't wait to play those games on PC with the mods, right? But the point is, if you look on my ID, I played a lot of Bethesda games. I think I played, I think there's like 2 Wolfenstein games, the new Colossus, or is there 3? There's 2.
There's 2.
There's 2.
Yeah, there's only 2.
There's 2
New
Colossus
expansion, like a standalone.
Yeah, but there's new Colossus, and what's the one before? Youngblood?
New Order. So I beat both, right? So I beat that also. So I beat a lot of Bethesda games. So when he said that, I'm like, all right, fuck it. If that's what we doing, let's challenge. And I said, show me a gamer tag. I'll give you my EID right now.
Porter77, and let's compare who actually plays Bethesda games and beat Bethesda's game. Let's find out right now. Since I'm not gonna buy and play this game. Boy, guess what he did? Oh, I'm not gonna show you. Oh, you shouldn't act like this. This is stupid. Gamer tag is, points don't matter. I'm like, no, I don't care about the points. I told him, I don't care about your score. I want to see Bethesda games beat by you, since you're talking all this crap. And boy, he ran away. Half of these dudes capping don't even play Bethesda games. They're only playing it now because Microsoft bought them. But before that, I would love to see these gamer tags and see these Bethesda games that were beat before the announcement of Bethesda being bought out. And that's a fraud.
I mean, Kids Move did something similar, didn't he? Before
Bethesda he hated Bethesda.
Like, I don't really play that shit. Fuck that. Fuck those games are buggy. Yeah. And they're like, yo, I'm excited. I'm hyped.
That's fine. So if any Xbox gonna challenge me saying that I'm not gonna play Starfield or buy it, or I'm just whatever, you better get your gamer tag ready because I'm gonna call you out.
I challenge you to buy the digital deluxe Field Edition.
Well,
That's what I challenge you to do.
Nah, how much is that?
I don't know. $200.
200? Nah, son. Nah, son.
Bro, you get a small starship.
No, so I'm gonna get it on PC. I'm gonna let you modders do your thing.
Yes. For any Xbox in the chat, buy it on PC.
In the first year.
Yeah.
In the first 6 months, you're gonna see a unofficial patch mod like they do in every single Bethesda game in less than 6 months, bro.
And I ain't gotta worry about 30 frames.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Cloak and play the game at 240 frames with his 4090 machine. He's gonna get like the 4090 Ti and dual SLI.
Jesus.
No.
He's gonna dual SLI 4090 Ti's.
My 3090 Ti. It's I might have to turn off one of my 4K monitors in order to do that.
Oh shit!
But yeah, kick the dead horse in the face of Xbox and the Series X. But like, I'm not kidding you. Play Starfield on PC. You'll thank yourself later. I kid you not, because there's going to be a broken quest, there's going to be some very bad bugs, and it will make you pull out your hair because your save will be corrupted, and you'll have to start all over. It's happened to me in Skyrim. It's happened to me in Fallout. That's just how Bethesda games are when they first come out.
It happened with me in Fallout 3, and I was like, almost done beating it. I was like on the last minute, at that point when it corrupted was when I got that Liberty machine, Optimum Liberty, whatever. That super big.
Liberty Prime.
Yeah, Liberty Prime. That dude is funny.
That was awesome.
That was destroy you all in the name of freedom. But I was like, oh shit.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, got him. We're about to do this. Then the file just said bloop. Something went wrong. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Restarted. Couldn't start it. File corrupted. I was like, I had like 200 hours because before that I did all the side quests. I maxed out levels. Yo, I put in hours in that game and the file was corrupted. But guess what? I went back and played it because it was fun. Mm-hmm. It was just fun, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that happens, man. The bugs is crazy in that game. Shit is.
Also,
that's why for that game, after Fallout 3, every other Bethesda game I played, I will save it and then I will copy it on a USB drive. That's how like every Bethesda, every Fallout, Skyrim. After I save it, copy onto a USB drive. That USB drive will be my backup because I learned that lesson. I learned that shit fast. I
want to add what Onyx said is that to play on PC, didn't they say that it's going to be 30 FPS as well in the Series X?
It's going to be. They did say that they're targeting 30 FPS, 30 FPS at 4K, but I'm willing to bet that they are going to make a 60 FPS performance mode. But as to how much they're going to lower the quality, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be as less as 144 hertz or 1440p. I think it might be like 1800.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything drastic because like the PS5. I mean, it's not going to come out on PS5, but like those consoles are very powerful. It's just kind of sad that we're getting basically like locked up PCs and we can't really mess with the settings like we can on PC. We just have presets.
They need the tools, bro.
Yeah.
They're too busy dealing with these racist ass tools.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it will because of Chorus. Chorus is having memory issues, and it's I guess you can say like filling up the allocated VRAM for the GPU and the Series X, because there's some people that are getting issues. Yeah, Chorus. It's called.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
So that game.
Wait, before
that game is basically. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me make some announcements. So, I want to welcome to the 60, FNO family. Severin Evans, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being a member. Hey, don't let Froskin find out you're part of the family, because she's going to tell you to go suck off some D. She's very cruel. So, all right. But shout out, man. Thank you so much for being a member. And my homeboy, the Ruham, he said, yo, I got to get to the recording studio to put in some work. Great show, bro. Hey, so you got Kiss Move? He has the new hotness. My man got, Game Pass Anthem, bro. Yo, hook up with put that dude on the airwave.
He's inspiring people to, make their own shit.
Shout out to the Ruham, all right? Hey, thank you. I appreciate Sir Evans. He said Frost needs D more than I do. Oh man, this is crazy. But anyway, take a look at this though. Take a look at the Naughty Dog right here. So they're showing 9 years ago versus September 2nd. Like, yo, that's a jump, because like the left, she looks like, a young woman, but you can tell on the right, because of the graphics, you can actually see how weathered and beat down, because this is post-apocalyptic, right? So you can see like the fatigue in her face, the gray hairs, like, the shit is, you see the emotion. Like
they did a really good job 9 years ago, but you can see the jump in technology, because it's not just about, it looks better graphically. It's more about the subtle details on the face now.
Like, you can actually see her disappointment. Like the scene, like I remember you could see her disappointment. Like from her lips, her eyes, like, yo, it's crazy.
I think this is that scene where she tells him to get the fuck out and she'll stay and hold him back. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That shit is crazy. You could see like her disappointment, her eye movements, like you see emotion in this. And like you could actually like this. I mean, granted, at the time, Last of Us was amazing, no doubt about it. But now you can see like how this is how people will look in a world like that. Beat down, weathered, probably age more quickly because of the stress. Like, yo, this is crazy. And look at the details in the leather belt, the cloth. Her hair's grayish. Wow, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this, I'm thinking, yo, I cannot. Yo, Guap. Bro, what is Naughty Dog about to unleash when they release their new IP? If they're already doing this for a built from the ground up remake.
I think he
dipped out?
He's out. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's
no, he got it.
There you go.
He was playing something. My man on that cognac. He on that cognac right now.
Yeah, so I mean when I saw that, I just tweeted, I can feel the depression. You know what I'm saying? That's a very weighted animation. And shout out to the homie Robert who worked on the game at Visual Arts. They do an amazing job by spearheading this remake. But clearly, I mean, I was blown away with the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Just the opening sequence, you can really see, like, they went in even on that. And this is different as it's a from the ground up remake, obviously, of what was originally a PS3 game. But they're just bringing that fidelity, the emotion to the next level. And I'm hyped for The Last of Us Part 1. Factions 2 is my most anticipated game of 2023. Hopefully we get it next year, and that'll be definitely showing us what they're doing with the engine. But Last of Us 2 is still a banger, and there's details in that game that still aren't matched even on next-gen games. So Naughty Dog is clearly in a class of their own. But The Last of Us is a heavy fucking game, right? So the fact that they're going even further with that emotional weight and that pull, I'm kind of scared, man, because that game's stressful as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm definitely excited. I can't wait to see their new IP. Hopefully, we do get a Sony showcase sometime over the next few months.
Yo, I know I said I'm not buying this remake, but god damn, bro.
The scene that I'm like really looking forward to seeing in the remake is when Ellie's taken away and Joel's like interrogating those two dudes in the room, and he's like, "Where is she?" And I don't know, and he fucking sticks something in his knee or some shit. At his face, that's what I want to see.
Yo,
that shit was like.
Yo,
go ahead.
I know you PC dudes are gonna go ham on this game. Like,
yeah, man.
Imagine on your high-end PCs how this game's gonna look.
It's funny because
ultra settings
on the PS3 emulator on PC, people already have a ton of mods and settings set to for that, so that it can run ultra wide, 60 FPS, higher graphical settings like draw distance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're already doing stuff. This game coming to PC, it'll just blow up, literally.
Oh my god, you know.
I can tell you right now that we cannot emulate everything that's on that remake on the emulator on PC. We can't do it.
Yep.
Yo, hey, let me ask you something. Is it as two PC guys, you think Sony's plan is working, putting their first party on PC, trying to entice you guys, you know, not to switch, but at least to get a PS5 because you can't wait for the sequel 2-3 years for the PC version. You gotta. I think
so.
Like you gotta play it now. You're like, yo, this is like, you think it's happening? You think some PC guys are like, yo, this game is good.
Yeah.
And then when the sequel comes
100%.
out, they don't want to wait.
A lot of people on Twitter are going to be like, nah, I'm on way because we're getting all your games. But
They're
there's
lying.
a lot of people on Steam. Yeah. There's a lot of people. Well, look, like, for example, PSM Jordan, that chick that posts a lot of memes and stuff, she's always saying that, and she got a PS5 not long ago. So,
do you think do you think Sony at least guaranteeing performance mode to get 60 FPS helped? So that way, because I know a lot of PC gamers, their go-to is the frames. That's their go-to, right? Do you think that helped also? That Sony ensures that, hey, we're going to at least give you guys the option for 60 frames on
100%. Yep, that's even bigger of a true statement, because when you go from 30 to 60, at least when I did on PC, I'm like, I'm not like Destiny. I'm not playing Destiny 2 on my PS4. Fuck that. And I went to PC just for 60 FPS. Just that alone. So them having performance RT, and all this other stuff, like, 100%. You can even see on some console people, they're like, I'm not playing 30 FPS no more. I can play on 60, you know?
Now, here's my question.
You know, something just dawned on me.
What's up?
This is, I think this is Sony putting their engines on the PC platform so they can start to cultivate talent, because as we always talk about, there's not too much talent that can work on this level of graphical fidelity. But if they get their engines, the Naughty Dog engine, the Insomniac engine, which are the best engines in the game, right? As good as Unreal 5 is, Sony's getting more out of the hardware than anybody is right now. So by putting their engines on PC and giving them to the modding community, I believe you're going to get a lot of talent that's going to come from that market that will now have experience with these high-end visual graphically impressive in the top of the line, right? These are top of the line engines, so you're going to have more people getting hands on with these engines. Developers themselves are going to learn from this. This is almost like this is a blessing in disguise. It is a hit to the PlayStation Nation, but I think for gamers of all walks, this is a benefit, and I hope we start to see multi-platform and third-party step their game up, because now they can go and test out their ideas via the Sony releases on PC and learn the techniques that Sony's using, and then in turn, hopefully, a rising tide raises all boats type of deal.
That's true.
So I think this is a double-edged sword. Not only are you getting consumers to switch to PlayStation, but you're getting more developers, more new talent out there, an opportunity to work with some of the best technology across the entire industry. And that's going to help them increase their hiring pool. So this is actually a stroke of genius, man. And that shit just dawned on me. Now that the hate is subsiding, you know what I'm saying? Now that the hate is subsiding, clearer minds will prevail. So
I know a lot of PC guys hated it at first.
They what?
They
Like,
hit
what
it
are we
what?
going to see with the Insomniac engine on PC? Like, we'll finally be able to see what a 3090 Ti can fucking do.
Spider-Man's
because
gonna be
we know,
crazy.
like Ratchet and Clank and all of that.
We've already had it
what
before.
a 3090 can do. A 3090 Ti can do, because if Sony's able to make games that look like this on PS4 and PS5 level technology, which is only $300 and $400, imagine what people are going to be able to get out of it on the high end PC. I'm very eager to see what the future of gaming holds in that regard.
Man, Spider-Man fucking at full native 4K with ray tracing at more than 60 FPS.
Ultra wide, bro.
Ultra wide.
Trust me, ultra wide.
Oh my god! Like, yo,
it's
that's gonna
look
be
amazing.
That's gonna be insane, man. Spider-Man on PC.
Ultra wide is really hard to actually like get right, even with mods.
Really?
No,
Yeah, it
not
is.
really. No.
With Fallout 76, it's like when they first,
no mods.
Yeah, when it first came out, when it first came out, they
a lot of
had to
games
do an
when they first
file.
come out. Yeah, a lot of games when they first come out, they don't really work because they're not. That's a super small market. They don't really care about ultra wide. Yeah, so they don't really go with it, and it was stretched and ugly. But that got fixed, or you can do it yourself, but not anymore. But most games that come out under Unity or Unreal Engine, they already have all that's good to go.
So what makes ultra wide such a big deal for like computer gaming now? Because this is some new master race shit now. So I need to keep up.
Yeah, so when I already had a 144 monitor, so I'm like, I don't know what else I want. I don't really, And every time I heard of ultra wide, I got like a little for lack of a better word, scared, because I'm like, dude, this is so fucking wide. I'm not gonna be able to see much or take advantage of it, or it's not much for gaming because there's so much on screen. Yeah. But when you see it, when you sit down and you play like a racing game, any game really, even a shooter, like it's like, you know how there's VR and then there's flat screen gaming like on console, right? Ultra wide is like in the middle in terms of immersion. There's so much more that you see, or even on your peripheral, that you feel a whole lot more immersed in the games. It's basically that. It doesn't really add much. It doesn't really add that much advantage when it comes to shooters, because you're only seeing a little bit more. It does add, it's just very small, but it's more the immersion of it that's like insane.
The best way to explain it would be to take a panorama, and then from your left corner, from the far corner of your left eye, and then go to your right eye, and then you just stretch that to make like a kind of like a band, and then that's the best way to explain ultra wide. It's just like through a panorama.
Okay.
It's really good, man. It was 100% worth it. It should cost me $1,200. Worth it.
Oh, which one did you get? Did you get the Samsung one?
It's an LG. No, it's an LG.
Thank you.
This was last year.
Forbidden West needs an ultra wide mode, because the detail in the jungles in this game is, I'm still seeing stuff and I'm like, I can't believe this fucking game is real.
Rob,
you know what I mean?
You're dropping so much facts, dude. Like, PS5 is powerful enough to have a 20:1:9 mode, even on a normal TV, and let people experience that if they really want to, because it'll add more to the immersion. Even though you'll have black bars, but someone with an OLED screen won't really see that. It's gonna look insane. It's facts. It's facts.
And I just to let people tinker around with it and see and learn, you know what I mean? It would be a cool addition. So, I'm playing Horizon right now, and it's just so lush. I'm like, I can't believe this game exists. This isn't quote unquote going to be an old game now, and it's going to be a number of years before we see anybody step up to this. Which is why, again, bringing this engine to the PC platform is such a stroke of genius.
Speaking about old game, and now that we're on to go back to the topic of The Last of Us, I'm actually all for the remake. I love it. It looks good, but I'm in the boat that it is too soon. I put up a poll on my Twitter. Saying that, hey, what would warrant? I can't really remember all my Twitter. I'm so tired right now.
Well, today's the 9-year anniversary of the game, which is more than enough time to me. And from what we saw, it's a substantial difference. So for me, I don't care how long it's been. If it's a substantial difference, then I'm on board. I bought the Uncharted 4 remaster this year, and that shit looks next level. Like, I look at that game and I'm like, I'm getting the most out of my PS5 with this. So But that had an upgrade path, but it was more of a remaster. But as far as remakes, as long as they put the work in, and from what I know about The Last of Us Remake Part 1, this is Visual Arts trying to step into their own as a AAA developer. So they wanted to cut their teeth on a game that was of such a quality, so that when they go on to make their own new IP, they kind of learned how to do most of it. You know what I mean? Instead of striking out and making something so impressive that Sony would greenlight its release, they used The Last of Us Remake Part 1 to show that they're more than capable of doing something substantial. And I think they succeeded. And based on that, I'm very eager to see if they get the shot at a new IP, what it would be, because we all know Sony is spending over $40 billion on PlayStation and games in the next 5 years or so, which is an absurd amount of money.
Not only that, but not only that, but it's a single player game. It doesn't really hurt the people that don't care about it. And on top of that, it's like the most relevant PlayStation IP outside of God of War, which is getting a new release this year probably. So it's like they could have remade other games, sure, but they wouldn't have had as much of an impact as what this game has when it comes to like the PlayStation culture nowadays, because they haven't really touched other games. I feel like they haven't really touched other like older IPs that they could have brought back in a big way.
But my question is that how old does a game have to be to warrant a remake? Now, I can actually see God of War 1, 2, and 3 being remade, like from like past. I don't know. I think it was on the PS2.
Haven't they done it twice?
Well, no, I don't think they remade. I don't think they remade the original ones. I don't think they did. I could be wrong though. I saw
the God of War 2 remaster on the PS3 version of PS Plus Premium.
I don't think they remade them, but I think it would be pretty cool if they remade them in the engine that's in God of War 2018. But like, how old? Like, would you accept a remake of Horizon Zero Dawn?
They ported that to PC, so technically they could just increase the settings on that. And also, I think this is part of the push for PlayStation to bring more games to PC. They just didn't want it to be the PS4 version, because obviously PC was stronger than PlayStation 4 the day after PlayStation 4 came out, right? So if you're making games spec to a PS4, you can't justify that as a new release on PC in 2023, 2024. So I think in that regard, it does make sense. And again, this is all about getting the most polished version of their engines into the hands of the modding community. And Cloak, you can attest to that. I believe it's truly a stroke of genius. And also, I don't believe that The Last of Us 3 is coming out with the next 2, 3, 4 years. So it actually makes sense, because we need more Last of Us, right? We don't need less of The Last of Us. Everybody wants more. If it's different stories, multiplayer, sequels, whatever it is, they got to get more Last of Us out there. There's clearly a high demand. The first game sold 20 million. You can't sit on a franchise for 10 years.
Another thing too is that when The Last of Us 1 came out, it was like literally the same year. I think the PS4 came out. I think 2013, right? So it's like it came out, it sold a ton, but it's like that console was basically dead on well, it was already dead, like because the PS4 was out. Nobody was really looking forward to buying on PlayStation 3 no more. So it made sense then to do a remaster, aka just the PS4 version, because it would capture a lot more people, and it did. And I feel like this is like their true like take on it being a remake or a remaster of the game.
Yeah.
I think that it's a very harmless remake, because like I said, it's a single player game. It doesn't really affect you if you don't like it or you don't want it or you already played it, but it will affect those that want to play it and those that haven't played it yet and then want to play it on this like newly, increased graphical version of it.
I would just say it just kind of makes me worried, because it's that since this game is 9 years old, they're remaking it, and I guess the reason for that, to make the best, to put the best on PC, that does make sense to me. But if that's not the reason and they just want to remake it because for whatever reason, it would, to me, I live by the saying, if you give them an inch, give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So what game that is not as old as 8 to 9 years old, like what about like 5 years old, 3 years old, 2 years old, and then they remake it? Would anybody like be opposed
I
to
think
that.
it depends on the game. I think it depends on the game.
The quality speaks for itself. If they do a good job, nobody's going to bat an eye. A lot of people are saying they weren't interested in The Last of Us Part 1. Then the moment they laid eyes on it, they're like, holy fucking shit. Maybe I am interested in The Last of Us Part 1. So I think in that regard, as long as it's an impressive, it's not a cash grab, or just they mail it in, which Sony doesn't do. We don't have any examples of them mailing it in. And then when you think of all the first parties from the last 3 or 4 years, those already have a PS5 version. Spider-Man 2018 was remastered. God of War 2018 came to PC, and it runs like a dream on PS5. Ghost of Tsushima has a native PS5 version. Spider-Man Miles Morales has a native PS5 version, and most of their games going forward after God of War Ragnarok are going to be PS5 exclusives. So in that regard, they don't really have anything within that frame, except people are begging for Bloodborne. So, and that's younger than The Last of Us. So as long as the quality, they do a good job, I don't think people have an issue.
I'm going to say that I believe that one of the main catalysts for this is for PC. I think that's one. I think number two, it's a good rep to get their engine going, because whatever their new engine is doing, that shit looks phenomenal, because that does look amazing. So I could just imagine. I think it's also preparatory to get the PC community, to get fans of Last of Us on the PC community. And then potentially this could lead to maybe factions being on PC. Now, I know there's discussion on whether it's day one or, later on PC. I think if it's free to play, it's going to be day one on PC. If it's not free to play, then they probably handle it different. But I think this is a preparatory thing to get the PC community on board for that standalone multiplayer. So I think there's a couple of things, which is why they made the decision to remake this game. I think it's to get the PC community on board, work on the engine, because I think it's, because the game is pretty much, they're building it from the ground up, but it's not like they have to have a creative new idea. The characters already, they know the characters, it's just now taking them to a new level from the ground up. So it's a lot easier. They don't have to rewrite the storyline or anything weird like that. So it's a lot easier work to probably make a remake, in a sense, because a lot of stuff is already conceptual. It's impressive. The engine's impressive. Whatever engine they're using or how they upgraded it is very impressive. But for me personally, when it comes to remakes, like a lot of PS4 games look good. I'm more about the PS3 generation and older, should get remakes. Because at that point, PS3 360 era, that was just the start of HD. And a lot of games were rough. Some of them wasn't even 720p. Some of them were like 580p, 620p, 30 frames. So it was like very rough, that gen. Like, we didn't notice it because it was new, but if you look back in hindsight, a lot of those games are rough looking. Especially PS2 games. I think a remake, would do justice. It's kind of like what Capcom did. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 remake. Huge jump.
Yes.
Big experience. They did something with the game that just wasn't possible during the time when it first released, because the technology wasn't there. So like games like Metal Gear Solid, the original, that would be huge for a built in a ground up remake. I heard somebody mention, and I agree with it, the first Legend of Zelda from the Nintendo Entertainment System. Build that to a remake and give it the AAA treatment. That shit would be crazy. So games like that, where the concept of the game was so amazing, but at the time they could only do what they could do based on the technology. I wouldn't mind seeing the first Legend of Zelda remade from the ground up with, like, let's say like the Breath of the Wild engine or something. That would be fucking amazing.
One series that does need remade is Jack and Daxter for sure.
Something like that. Yeah, that would be another one, right?
Yep.
I would love to see the original Castlevania.
Yep. Sonic Heroes.
So there's some games.
I love that game.
Yeah. The original Phantasy Star, the single player. I would love to see that. Shining in the Darkness. There's Shining Force. There's a lot of games there's a lot of games that the concept in the games were great. And they were great for their time. But now that we have all this technology, I could just imagine, you know, how those games will look. Vagrant Story. Somebody in the chat mentioned Vagrant Story. I could just imagine what those games would look and how far they could take it now. You know what I'm saying? It would just be incredible. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now we got the PlayStation, the new PlayStation Plus. I might just get like the extra one for me, but I'm waiting for more of a wider PS2 library.
Okay. Let's segue into that because I talked about it in the beginning, but it was just me and Staples. I'm gonna go down the line. Now that PlayStation, the new PS Plus revamp is live, I'm gonna go down the line. Guap, did you upgrade or are you still sticking with it? So we'll start out with Guap. You there? So Guap, did you upgrade?
Yep.
And if you did, let me know why. If you didn't, also let me know why.
So I looked at the premium, the highest tier, and I was impressed. I'm definitely in love with the PS1, PS2, and PSP games. I'm not in a rush to go to the premium tier. They need to get Metal Gear in there to get me on board. But I'm definitely impressed. I believe that the medium tier is the best tier at this moment, the best value for gamers, because it's giving you PS5 games, right? Yeah. And if you can get a PS5, you get multiple PS5 games. They have the Ubisoft collection in it. I don't even know how many games are in that portion of it, but Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a full-on PS5 game that you're going to get from third party. You got Returnal. It's a whole slew of actual PS5 games in there. I'm going to upgrade to the medium tier.
To the extra.
I'll do premium. Yeah. I'll do the premium tier. I believe in the last 24 hours, they went from 18 games in there to 38 from the PS1, PS2, and the PSP games. So obviously they're going to be adding stuff.
Yeah.
The value is only going to increase as time goes on. The more patience you have, the better discount, the better values, the better CD key deals you'll come across. So I'm still playing Horizon and it's fucking June. So my backlog's ridiculous. I'm not in no rush, but I will be getting the medium tier or the essential. I'm not sure if it's the essential, whatever the medium tier one.
The medium tier is extra.
Gives you the Ubisoft collection.
I think the Ubisoft is the Ubisoft.
That was a great deal.
Hold on, is the Ubisoft collection part of the extra? Because I think it's part of the premium tier.
Hold on, I'm on my PS now. I'll check for you.
Yeah, the UB Classics.
Go to the next person. I'll chime back in.
Yeah. So Cloak, do you have a PS5? Yeah, of course you do, right? Let's see if Cloak is there, or did he leave?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just doing my last thing at work.
Okay.
Yes, I do have a PS5.
Oh, did you upgrade? If you did, tell me why. If you didn't, give us the reason. What was your decision?
I'm wanting to. I just remembered about it because the service launched on my birthday, so I didn't have time to check it. I just I checked it this afternoon when I was getting ready for work. I'm thinking about upgrading to the extra tier, the middle tier.
Okay.
But I haven't done it yet. I got to look through everything. I was disappointed on the PS2 library.
Yeah.
I then looked into the PS3 because I went into that era of gaming with the Xbox 360, so I didn't play any PS3 games. So I missed out on the PS3 era. So I wanted to go back and play the PS3. I actually wanted to play Killzone and Resistance. Like the Resistance was like the Halo 2 PlayStation 3 at the time. I wanted to play that, but like it's all it's not on there. Yeah, it's one. It's not on there. If it
was, it was restreaming.
Yes, and it's all streaming. You can't download it to your console. And I'm like, oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, that's unsad. I'm pretty sure. I would imagine Sony's working on that. I cannot see them ignoring the ability to play PS3 games natively. I just don't know how hard it is to make that happen, but I reasonably believe Sony recognizes that the popularity of the premium tier will be even more popular once they announce that PS3 games can be played natively. Because streaming's not it. It's just not there. It's not a thing. It's not a normal thing for us. It's usually a terrible experience. We ain't trying to hear that. So for me, I looked at it yesterday and I made the decision like this isn't for me, right? So I was looking primarily at the extra tier, the extra tier only because I wasn't interested in playing PS3 or older generation games. But the extra tier at least has PS5 games in it, whatever. But when I looked at it, like let's say for example, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I own it. A lot of the games that the service has that I would enjoy, I already own. So there's mostly games that I wouldn't really care about, other than if I already was subscribed to it. I'd be like, all right, since I'm already subscribed, let me play it. But here's the thing: in order for me to upgrade, one, you have to pay for the extra tier. You have to pay $100. And then it reduces my current subscription plan that goes all the way out to 2030 to 2027. So it takes 3 years away from my stack. Because I got it stacked all the way out to 2030. Because, of all those $30 CD key shares and stuff like that. So anytime PS Plus went on sale, I would buy like 2 or 3 of them. So right now I'm out to 2030. But if I upgrade, I have to pay $100 and I lose 3 years. So let's say I'm gonna count those 3 years as $60 a piece. So $180. So $180. This guy's just spamming my shit, man. Like, what the hell? Let me get this guy out of here. Like, bro. Like, here you go. Let me do my thing.
Going down the hallway that makes me lose connection, so I won't be able to respond for a little bit.
All right, there you go. Got him. But anyway, so yeah, so I did that, and then so $100 to upgrade, and then I'm gonna lose $180 worth of subscription for 3 years. So that's $280. Some of those games I could buy them a lot cheaper than pay $280 for this service. So I'm like, it just wasn't worth it for me. So I just stood at Essential, and that's really it.
Yeah, so the Ubisoft games are in the premium edition. So my apologies on that. Yeah. There's still some great values.
I mean, there's a lot of great games,
there as well.
Yeah,
there's a ton of games in there. But I'm gonna wait. You know what I mean? Obviously, as I said earlier, the more games go into the service, the higher the value becomes for the gamer. But if you just got a PS5 and you only have 1 or 2 games, I would highly recommend upgrading to this. It's telling me it's only $58 for me to get almost 2 more years tacked on for the service, so it's actually a good deal. That's for the medium tier that I looked at, not the premium. The premium would be $87 for me to get that until November of 2023. But yeah, man, the value is only going to increase as time goes on. They're saying that they're going to have some day and date releases with third party. That's interesting as well. There's a lot of great games in the service though, but no rush. It'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah. So it is what it is. It'll be readdressed. But the problem is that, like, a lot of the games I want to play, I buy it, man. I don't wait, because I think the real advantage of these services is waiting. I think is at the heart. Don't buy games, because you're potentially waiting for that game to go on your service. And I'm not like that. I'm not knocking people who are like that. I'm just saying, if I see a game, I ain't waiting. I'm gonna go buy that game. I'm gonna play it. So I know it's gonna be hard. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to get my value, like the most bang for the buck on this service, if I keep buying games. I would have to change my I would have to change my style and be like, all right, I'll buy all the first party games, but the third party, I just can't. I'm just not like that.
It's easier to prioritize what games you play when you actually spend money on it.
Yeah.
If you just drop $70 on something, you ain't putting it on the back shelf.
Nah, I'm gonna play that song.
If you get into a service like this, a lot of that stuff is going to go on the back burner. You'll probably end up playing the games that you purchase for full price over them anyway, just to justify spending that money. But I think it's an upgrade. They definitely consolidated. They're giving a great value. It's clearly the best gaming service there is. It's got more games than Game Pass, and it's $60 cheaper. So there's that. But again, for someone like me, I just need that Metal Gear. Get that Metal Gear in there, and you get my money.
Why did they sell Metal Gear and this runs natively?
Oh yeah, they need to. So there's a lot of games that I would buy right now. Like I want to buy Tekken 2, but I can't. and without even having to go into the service, I would just buy it straight out, like literally right now for $10 or $15. Because some of the games are on sale. Some of them are $7.50, some of them are $15, but others don't have a price at all. So they need to get their messaging straight. There should be a streamlined way to view the catalog of what is in each tier. I was having to click on individual games to see if it was premium or essential or standard or whatever they want to call it. So they need to streamline some of that. And obviously the catalog's going to increase as time goes on.
Yeah. I hope they don't make like some of these games, and I'm not talking about the PS4 or PS5 games, but some of the legacy games like subscription exclusive. Like the only way you have access to any of these games is by subscribing. I hope they make it available for purchase as well, because I know gamers will purchase it. They will. If they have the opportunity,
they would make more money. They would make way more money off selling those games. Because, like I was saying, I would be impulse buying PS1 and PS2 games for $10 all the time. Like, oh, this came in the service today, without even thinking about it. Just because I'm a father of two. If I want to go teach them about some old school gaming, that would be very convenient for me. I'll beat up on my sons in Tekken 2 all day. You know what I mean?
The old school stuff. Get that old school beat down. Get them on the original Street Fighter 2. Get up in here and get your ass whooped, boy. What's wrong with you?
They got it in there. They have the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, the remake for PS3. It's in that service. There's a lot of games in there, especially from the PS3. Even though regretfully, obviously, it's streaming. But I think they're doing real well with their streaming technology. They're able to do 1080p, 60 FPS. I'm not sure about the input latency, but I got to test it out for myself. I'm probably I talk all this shit. When payday rolls around, I'll probably jump on board too. You know how it goes.
Yeah, all right, man. All right. I'm glad you guys gave me your thoughts on that. Right? It's gonna be interesting seeing how things go way forward. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this show up. Hey, Cloak, you got anything to say? What's your Twitter handle? Talk shit about your PC specs.
No, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm in a bad part of the building.
Oh, don't worry, we can hear you.
But yeah, my Twitter handle is Cloaked. Okay, cool. My Twitter handle is Cloakdonics. Sometimes I post stuff. Sometimes I don't. When I do, it's usually about PC or trying to tell the bots or other PlayStation fans off. But yeah,
he's Master Race, so that's it. Deal with it. Guap, my brother.
You already know what it is. Guapzilla in the house.
Yo, when you gonna have a space, bro? When you gonna do a killer space? I need to know.
Summer's just started. I'm trying to get my sons into some sports.
Oh, nice.
I'm a little busy. Life's kind of hectic right now. But you know me, the Pegasus Corner. You never know when it's gonna pop up. But we be kicking it over there. Come check us out there. I'm also on the Gamers Delight podcast, which is ran through Twitter Spaces as well.
Oh, nice.
That's GUAPZILLA.
Twitter's Delight.
We got some. Gamers Delight podcast with Gamer MD, Diamond. Shout out to the whole panel. Stone, my hot mama, all good people.
Do you have a specific time? Is it consistent or is it like random?
Typically, it's every other Thursday.
Okay.
At 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
And we set up developer interviews on there. We've had a few indie developers. We interviewed Robert Salas, who created the Falconeer. He gave us a lot of information on the development of that game, how Xbox was supportive with him being the only Series X launch exclusive. He also told us there's a VR version of the game that's totally workable. He's looking to bring it to console, but he's working on a new title as well. He's a totally independent developer that makes his games on his own. So check out the Falconeer. I believe it's less than $20 on PSN right now. It's a nice little Crimson Skies type of shooter. If you're into Panzer Dragoon or Crimson Skies, check that game out. Again, just catch us on the Gamers Delight podcast or on the Pegasus Corner where we keep it real. Puerto Rock already know what it is.
All right. Hey, appreciate it, man. I'm going to check that out. So every Thursday, so that will be 6 p.m. for me in the West Coast. Or every other Thursday. All right, no doubt, man.
Yeah, you'll see me promoting it. You know,
right, nice, that's cool.
We're trying to get the open world designer of Watchdog Legions on the show. We did have him booked, but unfortunately we had to delay it. We have a few other developer interviews, which we try to keep it. You know, that's less of the whole console war side of it. That's getting the professional shoe in the door. So we got that for the professional with the interviews and the developers. And then obviously, Pegasus Corner, that's where we kick it. But the devs like to come in and kick it on Pegasus Corner as well. As I said earlier, the Homer Robert, who worked at Sony Visual Arts, he worked on The Last of Us Part 1 remake. He was the lead animator for Baldur in God of War 2018. Real cool dude. You can catch him on Pegasus Corner every now and then. He stops in and says what's up. I believe you chopped it up with me on there the other evening as well, Porter Rock. But we out here, man. We shooting the shit. We loving life.
All right. Okay. I appreciate it, man. That's good shit, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy you're doing your thing. Killing it, man. I'm liking the fact that you're actually taking Twitter Space in an actual great direction instead of some of the bullshit. Like, you know how some of the Twitter Spaces was just more about arguing or whatever. But
hooting and hollering. I mean, I'm here from the Jerry Springer shit too. I got hit over the head with a chair or two in my day.
But that was like every day, though. That was like daily. I was like, man, it's getting ridiculous. But man, I'm pretty.
And
man.
again, as always, shout out to Optimus Code.
Yeah, shout out to
Optimus Code. He's the one that put the battery in my back on that. He recognized that talent in me early. He motivated me to do something with it, and so in honor of him, I'm always going to represent. Man, you already know what it is.
Shout out to Optimus Code. I miss that dude, bro. Oh man, I can only imagine what he would be saying now with all this stuff. Oh my God, man.
Oh man, that Starfield reveal, he would have had 1,000 people in the Twitter Spaces, man.
You better stop the tomfoolery in 2023. I'll be like, he would have been like that. Oh my God.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Would have been amazing. Shout out to that, man. Hey, so to everybody else is your only friend these YouTube streets. Hey, I'm gonna end off with this, right? Next Gen said it best, right? So a lot of people, some upset about the criticism of Starfield, but you gotta understand, a lot of this was started because of the whole 2020 conversation of power. And now people are expecting power, right? We're expecting next-gen performance. Every game from their first party is going to be held to the high standards because of 12 T-flops of powers. But next-gen said it best. That thing went from 12 T-flops of power to 12 T-bags of power. Now it's just 12 bags of sweet and low. Yo, when he said that shit's like 12 bags of sweet and low, oh man, I'm dying. But anyway, shout out to Next Gen. This is your only friend, YouTube Streets. Hit the like button, subscribe to the new members. Thank you so much for rocking out. I truly appreciate the support. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. See you guys next week on 60FNL, and I might do something else later on the week again to keep it moving, right? But I truly appreciate you guys. You guys have a great night. Thank you for rocking out. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to the guests up here for making this a great show. Hey, Cloak, just like everybody else, you can ask Guap. You are welcome here anytime. No invite needed. Today, I took care of you. Hey, what do you want to drink? I made you drinks and all that. But tomorrow, you get your own damn drink. Ask Guap. Don't bother me. And if there's no food in the fridge, then go buy it yourself. Order me a pizza. You know what I'm saying? First you were a guest, now you family, all right? So I'm glad you showed up. Appreciate it. To everybody else,
hey, you already know what it is.
You know how it is. You part of the
easy,
fan.
Fellas.
I'll bring a Jaeger next time.
Yeah, no doubt. So you're always welcome anytime. Hey, chat, appreciate it. Thank you for rocking out. It's your boy Porter Rock77, your only friend these YouTube streets, and I'm still hurt by the evil words. I never knew Twitter can be so cruel. It's a cruel, cruel world. Hashtag be nice. Positivity. Yo, you guys take care. Peace.